So today, we're taking a peek at this. This is the 2024 Lexus TX series. Now this is the 550h Plus trim, so it's the luxury, top of the line, everything on it, plug-in hybrid. The neat thing about this is it actually has what they claim upwards of 33 miles of range. When I actually would charge this thing all the way up, and if you're kind of in town and you're not punching or anything like that, I think you get more than that. Claim on mine when I had it fully charged, the 2 times I fully charged it, actually hit 40 miles for its predicted range. But I would think it's actually in between that 33 and 40, so they're actually going a little bit light on it. But then again, if you're on the highway, you're not going to get 40. So this is the TX series. We're going to go through it step by step. Let's get started. So welcome to techgooch, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're in the all-new 2024 Lexus TX. Now this is the 550h Plus series. So this is the plug-in hybrid luxury model. So all the bells and whistles you could ask for are on this bad boy. And I have thoroughly enjoyed driving this for the last week. Now, one thing is, it's a large SUV. It's got lots of room, and they designed it that way. This is designed to be the creature comfort SUV in the Lexus lineup. So we have wonderful captain's chairs in the front, but we also have wonderful captain's chairs in the center, and in the third row, they're even giving you as much legroom as they possibly can back there. So it's all about creating a true 3-row SUV that has plenty of comfort and size. Room to grow or room to feel comfortable in. And that is the new TX series. So this has all the creature comforts that you're going to expect out of a modern Lexus. Lovely touchscreen here. It does have network connection, so I think it comes with 3 years of service included with the purchase, and then you can extend that with the subscription. That's up to you whether or not that's something that entices you. But it has all the other safety features. So it's got blind spot monitoring, it's got all those. It also has the lane assist to keep you in the lane as you're driving down the highway. Also does help you change lanes as well. Now, the thing about most of these modern systems is they do have a driver monitoring system to make sure that you are paying attention, that you're not just letting go of the steering wheel and going with it. So in this case, like all the Lexuses that I've ever used, they have right above the steering wheel a sensor group that with cameras that are actually monitoring your eye movement to make sure that you're paying attention ahead. Because literally, if I point my head away or just my eyes away for what they claim at least is a longer period of time than you're supposed to, it gives you a warning and saying, hey, eyes forward. The caveat, the thing that I dislike about it, I think it's great. There's 2 things. Like I said, one of my last videos I did where I actually was reviewing a vehicle that had this system, if you're one of the people that drives with your hand at midnight at 12 rather than with 2 hands, it blocks the sensors, or can block the sensors, and it'll just kind of get annoying. Second thing is, I found when you're in maybe less traffic ahead of you, more traffic behind you, and you're paying attention kind of what's behind you and where, like if you're changing lanes and things, I can't tell you how many times that the change lanes assist was disengaged because I did not have my eyes forward when I was doing it, but I was paying attention to the vehicles and stuff. Not so much, yeah, I always check my head and do a quick turn, but I'm also paying attention in the mirrors to make sure I'm not going to hit something, or just to see what's going on. And apparently it's just long enough where it disengages. And not that that is a big deal at all. However, when it disengages, you don't get that steering wheel assist, and it stops, and it feels like you're staying in the middle of the road way longer than you're supposed to. So that is the one piece that I dislike about that specific safety setup. Now we're going to do our traditional walk around the vehicle, walk through the vehicle step by step. I'm going to try to be as thorough as I can on this. I'm trying to see what's the best way to go forward with these specific types of videos. And I want to be as thorough as possible because that's the one thing when I always bought vehicles in the past, looking at YouTube videos and stuff, is they always seem to skip over the thing that I really wanted to know about. Even if it's a small thing, I really like to know about it. So I'm going to try to hit as many things as I can without going too in depth on everything. So like the touchscreen, I'll show the menu and stuff like that. It does have CarPlay and Android Auto, and it's all wireless, and it's fantastic. But I'm not going to go through every piece of the menu, right? So, but I'll touch on everything here, and we'll go as much of the cockpit as we can. So let's get started. Okay, well, obviously, first of all, it's actually a really good looking large SUV in this, what they call Nightfall Mica. It's a really dark metallic blue color. I really like it. It looks really good. I typically go for the little bit lighter blues myself, but for a dark blue, I really do like the color. Now it does have, we'll start in the front, it does have a 360-degree camera. You would expect nothing less from a high-end trim vehicle. We got nice 20-inch rims on this guy. Beautiful rims. There is not a lot on the exterior of this vehicle that I dislike. The tail light where you have the bar that goes all the way across, I really like the look of that. I think it looks really, really good. Of course, this is the plug-in hybrid model, so on this side, oh, we should unlock it. There we go. Now, obviously, it's only a plug-in hybrid, so you're not going to get level 3 charging, just level 2, 1 or 2. And right now, it is a hybrid. I do have the vehicle on. I don't know if you can hear that, but the engine's not running. And this guy does have a 3.5 liter V6 hybrid engine under the bay outside of the all-electric range that it has. So let's get started by going through the interior. Okay, let's jump in here. And I still have my coffee cup in here. All right, let's get my sunglasses out of the way. So we're going to start all the way to the left. Here's our driver controls. Let's see if I can get this to lighten up a little bit. So we have our window controls, mirror controls, everything. Pretty self-explanatory there. We do have a small little bin down here for small goods here by the driver. We do have our gas door opener and our rear hatch opener, trip odometer, and brightness settings, things like that. Our seat settings here. Usually, you go between here on the door. Not that it matters that much. We do have a nice standard instrument cluster. It's all digital from the Lexus. Gives us information down here. This is going to be our all-electric range. Right now we're down to 30 all-electric range miles. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to use that if I don't want to. So on the center console, I'll just show this real quick. There is a spot where you can actually kick out of EV mode, go right into hybrid mode. And if I do that, now you can see the miles per gallon came up because, well, we're not in all-electric anymore. Now we're actually going to use the gas engine. Versus if I kick it back in, now we're looking at electrical information on how many miles per watt hour, or kilowatt hour, sorry. Now, average speed, total time on your current trip. Of course, fuel range, we're now 147 miles, about half a tank, a little less, right? Right about half a tank, almost right on the money. Right now you can see right down here where I have all my safety features on, lane assistance, adaptive cruise control, things like that. And but that's all that information. All of that stuff is set up through the steering, or on the controls on the steering column, and that's going to actually not utilize down here, but the heads-up display, which let me try to get this to work. Okay, so you can see the heads-up display there. It shows the speed. Right now we're parked with P and 0 miles per hour. But if I actually just take my thumb and just kind of hover it over one of these directional pads or any of the buttons on that pad, what'll happen is you'll see that piece, and you can see actually where my thumb is highlighted. So right now that's following distance, that's driving assistance mode. Then over here we actually have turning on the adaptive cruise mode. And then also lane tracing assist, whether or not it's on or off. I can change that all right here. And right now I'm just touching that button, and then I can actually push that button and it'll make, it'll actually change that setting, turn it on or turn it off. And that will actually indicate down here. So if I turn it off, turn it on, right? Same thing goes with the left keypad, and I'll show you that. All right, so if I hover over the left keypad, now I have my music controls. There's a page button down here. Click on that, it'll change to between picking up calls and things like that, or actually adjusting mode for songs, or turning the audio off or on altogether. So yeah, and then we do have our volume controls here as well, which are also indicated when you hover So you can keep your eyes up. There's volume up, there's volume down. I apologize if it's a little blurry. Volume up, volume down. Now, I don't think anybody's gonna second guess that the focal point in here is definitely on this huge 14-inch display. Right now you can see this is the standard background, and it is touchscreen, so I can go through everything right here just by clicking the actual touchscreen itself. You can see how the dials for the temperature of both the driver and the passenger, they're actually physical wheels that are built into the touch panel, but actually use the touch panel to show it, which you'll also see if you actually see the electric Mustang. Really nice. I love how it's designed, and I love that you actually get physical controls. Same thing with volume, right down in the middle. There's your volume knob. So if you don't want to use the push, up and down on the steering wheel, you do actually have a variable knob right here on the actual display. And we have our seat controls for seat heater or seat cooling, climate controls auto. You can turn it off real quick and change the fan speed, AC. Everything is on the touch panel, and it's really quick and easy to access. And no matter what you do on the radio, that's always going to be there. So that's one of the nice things, is you're always going to see that information. Now, obviously, once you connect a phone, now my phone normally would have been connected automatically, but because I disconnected it to show that. Okay, so I reconnected my phone to the radio. So now that I'm actually on here, let's see if it's showing my phone. It is connected. Let's turn CarPlay on. Let's actually see what CarPlay looks like. And now I go to CarPlay, and so now you can actually see what CarPlay looks like on the phone, on the radio. So you can see it's still just taking up the upper section. We still have all of our climate controls down below. So that's what that looks like. It's going to be the same with Android Auto, all wireless as well. And in this case, pretty simple. Once you connect it and you turn it on, you shouldn't have to go back to it. I turned everything off just to get it back to standard. All right, sorry. Moving on. So we have our events, we have our hazard mode, we have our parking assist mode down here, and our camera. So if I hit that, I'll actually get to see the 360-degree camera. Sorry about the flickering. That's just my camera, not the actual screen. There we go. And then it'll go over the top. And of course, when you're getting really close to somebody parking, it'll show that front bumper or whatever automatically. So it does that all automatically down there. We do have 2 charging USB-C ports and then a USB-C connection port to connect your whatever media device to the radio, things like that. Love to see 3 of those there. You're also going to get a charge out of that too. It's just probably not going to be as heavy of a charger or fast as charge as those. We do have a Qi charger down here as well, so as long as your case doesn't have magnets in it or anything like that, you are going to be able to use that Qi charger. So just notate that it just doesn't like MagSafe cases. Rarely any of them do, to be honest. Then, get my coffee cup out of the way. These are interesting. So this is your storage bay / cup holders. So we actually have 2 cup holders. These are removable and configurable. So right now you can see mug handle. They're both facing the same direction. I can hit this button, and you can see down in there, there's an unlock button. Hit that unlock button, I can take it out. I can pull it out all together. I can same with both of them and just have a big storage area. And then you can actually see there's 3 independent locations I can put this back in. I can put it here and click it back into place. I can put it down in the middle and just have 1 in the center. Or in this case, let's do 2 again. But rather than the handles pointing together, let's point them the same direction. That's pretty cool, pretty handy. Is it necessary? I don't know, not really. Probably, I can't see very many people not using the cup holders, but I do like the fact that it is configurable to how you like it. Now that said, there are these spaces you can see. And so like you can actually slide your phone in there, and it actually is a phone holder then too, in addition to your drink holder. So I do like it. I like that a lot. I think it's a really neat feature. It's not necessary, but it is neat. I gotta give it that. So give it some credit there. Same thing with the center console here. This one has that split design where you can open up one side or both sides and you have a big access. But the nice thing is this isn't sticking way up in the air, and it's not one big panel also sticking up. You can leave this open and it's not in the way of anybody. That's the wonderful thing about it. And it is pretty deep, so there's a lot of storage capability in this guy. So I do like that as well. So coming down here, we have our shifting mechanism. So we have our standard Lexus shifter. When I put the foot on the brake, if I push it, to the side and push it forward, we're going to go into reverse, or I can hit the P for park, shift forward and back. It puts it in drive, and if I'm in drive, then I can hit back and it'll put it in this S, which basically will drop a gear so you can get around somebody, and then you can go back to drive just like you normally would go to drive. That's all right here. I'm gonna hit park to get back into park. Then we have our parking brake hold, traction control stuff, and then like I said, the EV modes here, and then auto EV versus hybrid mode. So that's all right there in the front. And then last, we do have a glove box, which I'm sorry, it's something that you always have to show because not all vehicles have glove boxes anymore. And that's one of those things that I don't want to get rid of. I prefer having a glove box. Now, no panoramic roof or sunroof in this guy. There is a sunglass holder up here. We do have lights and your SOS button, but not a whole lot other than that up top. Now, because this is the higher trim, we do have the Mark Levinson audio system, which is always wonderful. And the last thing I want to touch out before we go in the back seat is how do you get out of the vehicle once you're in it. This little button right here, this for your thumb, is perfectly placed. Click it and it pops right open. All right, before we jump in the back seat, real quick about the handles, both front and back. These aren't physical handles. Well, all 4 handles do have the lock feature. There's actually a button back here that you're actually pushing on to open and to pop it open. So, all right, now we're gonna sit in the mid seat here. Nice captain's chairs, right? So they are very, very comfortable. Not the exact same seat as the front, but they are very comfortable. Over here, we do have our shades, so we can pop a shade up, get some shade there. Standard door controls, right? Same unlock mechanism, or I should say door open mechanism here. Also, I think if you don't have power, you pull on this instead of push, and that's basically the manual release. Okay, so down here we have our climate controls, heated seats and cooling seats in the back, in the center seat. They are full captain chairs. They are fully capable. So it's really nice. And then of course you have your auto climate control. 2 more USB-C ports. Brighten that up a little bit. And then down here, we actually have a 110, 100 or 1500 watt jack there. Just like the front cup holders, same exact mechanisms here. We can pop these guys out and use it as a cubby, or we can use the cup holders. Your choice. It's wonderful to see choices. So that's the center section. Vents are actually up top, and I apologize if you can't see that. There we go. And let's get into the middle, or the back seat. All right, so on the top of the seat, you can see that there is a button. And it does kind of power cycle there to get up there. And you can kind of see right now, there is plenty of legroom back here for most people. I'm gonna jump in here. And I'm gonna leave this one open, but I'm gonna sit over here. And I can show you, I'm 5'11", and I'm still not hitting. And you could technically move these seats forward to get even more legroom back here, but we have plenty of legroom. We do have a USB-C charging port for each side here, and we do have power recline. So let's see if I can get this to... All right, so I'm gonna use this power recline, and that's as far back as it'll go, but I can adjust it, right? I don't have to sit super upright like you get in like the old Jeeps, but it's a little more comfortable than just sitting in the least comfortable chairs that are in this vehicle. I like it. I do like it. Also, if you're in that back seat and you have to get out with it, you could hit that button again, or you could pop that. Now for the back section, we can open it with the button here. There's actually a same button here, or we can do the whole foot underneath and she opens by herself. Now we are going to do the luggage test here in a little bit, but I just want to show, if you're back here, you're running out of room. Let's say like this left side, I'm going to stow it. And it even pops the headrest down for you, so you don't have to do anything. Of course, it comes with that first aid kit. Does the same thing with the right side. And then this is just for the license plate. I don't know why that's there, but either way, let's jump under here. So you can see there's the charge cord that it comes with, just a level 1 charger, goes to a standard 110. And yeah, then your jack and all the standard goodies. Also, there is the cover for the back if you want to actually have a little more privacy for what you have in the back. That does pop in in here. So I think it actually goes way up there. You can kind of see where it goes. So you don't use it if you're going to use the back seat, but if you don't use the back seat, you can. And then we do have the close and lock. Okay, so let's get into the back here. We'll do our luggage test here. So let me put the left side up. Oh, push and hold. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in some suitcases. I may have to take that and put it down there. But that is 4 carry-on bags, plus room for not quite a 5th, but definitely a backpack or maybe 2 backpacks here. And that should still close. Yep, fully closes. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't get more in here, because I think you definitely could. You just have to be maybe a little bit more sophisticated maybe in your packing. If I lay them down like so, gets a little bit more room up front here. Plenty of room, plenty of room. So in the end, where does this guy sit? Well, let's talk about first price. The 550H Plus model has a base price of $76,700. This as equipped is $83,133. Now, fuel economy. If you're looking at basically hybrid, so the gasoline and the electrical usage, 76 mpge rated. If you're just going to talk about the gasoline mode, so just running in standard hybrid mode, 29 miles to the gallon. I will say that highway is not going to be as good as city on this guy. About 24 is what I was getting on the highway, and around that 70 miles, I would say, 70, 74 miles per hour. That's what you're going to get with this thing. So that's what I would expect. Electrical range, I got it over 33, but they rated at 33. For what it is, for the size of this vehicle, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, let's take it for a quick ride before we finish up. So in the end, I really like this. I mean, so this is the first year that they have the TX. It does not feel like, oh man, this is a brand new vehicle and it's gonna have, so let's figure out what's gonna have the problem. You can tell that they know what they're doing. So it's got a lot of the look and feel of all the new modern interiors that Lexus has been doing, but it's got the size and scope that you want from a large family SUV, right? All 3 rows you can use every single day, and people are not going to complain about sitting in one seat over the other. I would argue that people would prefer to, I think, sit in the first 4 seats, but those back seats are not terrible. They're just not. And you still have storage behind that seat, even when you have people in all seats. Because that's one big thing, is if you have a 3-row SUV, but you lose all storage capability as soon as you use that 3rd row, that's not a 3rd row SUV for daily driving. That's a 3rd row SUV for, hey, we're just happen to have some in-laws or some of our family here for the weekend. We're going to use that. It's not something you're going to take a road trip with. So that is the TX. We're going to finish it up like we always do. Head over to the highway. And right now I'm still in electrical mode. I'm not in gasoline hybrid mode. So yeah, let's get up there and do that. So we're just coming up to the highway here, and more than anything, just kind of get the giddy up. Specifically, right now I'm in electric mode, so we'll do that. And then when we're on the highway, I'll flip it over to hybrid mode, so you can kind of get an idea maybe for the sound difference. But this is a very, very quiet vehicle. Like I would argue most Lexuses are. It's super quiet, super comfy, and I'm definitely a big fan. And I've taken 2 decent-sized trips in this vehicle since I've had it. So I've put on basically almost 2 full tanks of gas total. Let's giddy up here. It's not a sports car, but it's not meant to be. And that's, of course, in all electric right there. It's not the most powerful, but if I kick it over to the hybrid engine and I actually get into the gas engine part of it, so the true hybrid, does give it a little bit more power. And you can see the difference, right? The electric mode does not get you up to speed really rapidly, but it's all about efficiency, right? This allows you to have a 33 to 40 mile range of all electric, so you can save yourself on gas when you're just commuting. But when you're going on those longer trips, you still have the power and everything of V6 in this larger SUV. So that is the TX, right? This is the Lexus TX 550h Plus. I love the plug-in hybrid. I love everything about it. It's a great bridger because, don't get me wrong, I am a huge lover of electric vehicles. I have owned one now for 2 years and I would not go back, but it's not ready for everything yet. I can't see it supplanting this huge SUV to, it's just not there yet. And to be honest, depending on where you live and how you drive, maybe it's not for you yet. That said, it is coming, and this bridges that gap. It gives you that taste of electric while still giving you that backup of having the gas engine. So Lexus, you're doing some great things with your newer vehicles. I can't wait to see all of the vehicles get rid of the stupid touchpad and everything and go fully to this interface, because it is a solid interface that works very well, and well, it looks good to boot. So that's the Lexus TX 550. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review and, of course, vehicle review. So thanks for watching. See you again soon. Ooh, let's giddy up. Yeah, she's fast and hybrid.